from Queen Games. It seems like Queen does two different types of games these days. They do games from Stefan Feld, and then they do games that aren't very good. And this is in the second category. Graffiti is not a particularly good game. I give it a 5 out of 10. It is about, well, painting graffiti, which is, I guess, sort of an interesting theme, I guess. Anyway, here, I'll show you. In this game, it's basically what we call a worker placement game, where you're going to place workers out. You have these little spray bottles, and on your turn, you'll place them in different spots. So some spots require 1, and some spots require 2 to go there. So obviously, if you go here, the first person would put 1. The next person to go there would take 2. You're going to these spots to get paints of different colors. There's going to be a certain amount of paint there. You go over here to take permits that are going to be here, that allow you to go out here. You go here to get these tiles that you can use once in a while, and then you go out here to actually paint something. So if I have green and yellow and a permit for 3, then I can place somebody here, pay the green and yellow and the permit 3 from here, and then flip it over. Although actually you're supposed to flip it over. I always forget how to flip these over, because if you don't flip it over properly, the picture doesn't go together. Did I mess this one up? It's so hard to tell. Also, this is green and blue. That's not green and blue, so there's a real mismatch between the colors. But anyway, when you do that, you'll put one of these tokens on it to make the game a little uglier, but also to remember that you've done it. You're going to get points here. So this is 6 points when you do this particular one. They're all worth different amounts of points on them. But if the whole painting is done at the end, so this whole one is done at the end of the game, then everyone's going to get points based on the number of segments that's in it. But you only get those points if it's done. That's why you have these on, to remember that for end game scoring. In between rounds, you can't keep all of your paint, but that's basically the whole game. So Graffiti is a worker placement game that is just plain out boring. Get the colors, get the permits, go to the spot, pay the colors, pay the permits, flip it over. That's the whole game. A few special tiles. The only interesting rule the game has is that at the end of every round, you can only keep so much paint, so you have to put some back. So there's a little bit of that, but I want the one that has 3 greens, so I got 3 greens, and Bob got 3 greens first, so he took that one. So now I got to switch to something else. I need that one, so I need a permit for 3. You can pay any 2 permits to go anywhere. It's just so boring. And then it looks dull. It's a game about graffiti, which this is a nice looking cover, I suppose. Don't get mad, I'm not a fan of graffiti. I think graffiti is okay, right? But some people like it, okay, and that's fine. And this game makes it seem like it's this really awesome thing, but the game itself just looks really dull. The components are uninspired. This looks like a game from 1994. So I don't really like it that much. It's a nothing game for me. It's not like it's horrible, but there's nothing interesting about it. It's a person that you invite to dinner, and they just talk about their accounting job the whole time. That's what Graffiti is.